Hey there, what's up, everybody? This is Brandy J. This is a voice to be reckoned with, and this episode here, the segment is "Follow Me." That's what it is, and let's dive right in. No, seriously though, um, man, what day is this of this crazy Corona time business that's going on here? You know, that basically I'm just kind of like, I'm pretty sure some can agree when in this means and not being insensitive, like over it. you know, I was telling someone earlier I was in a live cast on another platform, and I told them, I said, man, society as a society we take a lot for granted. You know, granted you have your people that love to socialize and always make sure they went out and enjoyed the world, and some didn't, to each their own. Or some people worked their asses off and really didn't give themselves no breaks. Now, you ain't got no choice. But we still took a lot for granted because those simple things as being able just to get out and catch a breather and go to a store or something like that, or go, what I mean, by the bay and the waterfront and stuff like that, what I mean, which I took, what I mean, and it was a breath of fresh air for me. We can't even do those things. That's like, what are you doing out here? Unless you must need some medical care stuff, toilet paper. You must need some food, because for any other reason, why the hell are you out here? Type of shit, you know. And it's like it can become, like depressing. And matter of fact, I might change the title of this segment here, this episode, this show, because this is under my A Voice to Be Reckoned With title. This is going to be a show that I roll with here. And yeah, this could drive one, you know what I mean? It's not so much, that you can do. And then as Americans, you know what I mean? Because I can't speak for anybody else over here. We are accustomed to, you know what I mean, to be able to do certain things. And now we're kind of just like, whoa, wait, what? Shit. You know what I mean? And don't really do the things that people sometimes say they don't have time to do, like check in with their family and talk and stuff, But then what? Let's keep it real. Then what? People sometimes don't do well when they don't really know what's going on, or they feel like there's some control, sense of control. And let me tell you something. You've been not in control for a long time. The world led you to believe that you were, but you've been dancing the dance the whole time. I never bought the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I always knew, like, okay. But still grateful and appreciate what I have and what I can do as, what I mean, as an American citizen. That ain't never been something I took for granted. To have people fight for me to be able to do, you know what I mean, and live as I live. We're better off than a whole lot of people, but now we've been broken down to a nation all on the same plane, supposedly the same playing field, but this has affected a nation. And it's like, put all the bull and malarkey aside and let's realize that we are human beings no matter what, you know? No race, creed, gender, none of that. It's humanity at stake here. Okay, people? Don't lose yourself within yourself. You know what I mean? That spirit, that soul that you are, that makes you who you are as an individual, to make the decisions that you make, to make you the person that you are. You know what I mean? Some people might be like, well, she's a pretty screwed up individual. Okay, whatever. But you know what I mean? Don't lose that part of you just because of what's going on right now, that you're freaking out. It's time to get more in touch with who you are at this point right now, if any. So when decisions are needing to be made, that you come from a place where you stand for something. and not just willingly just falling for anything because you have no hope or strength, or you feel like you don't even know the strength that you have, you know? So, on that note, I just wanted to slide you guys up a little bit into this episode. Don't go too far. I'll be right back. Peace. Hi, I'm Brandy J, a voice to be reckoned with. And if you didn't know already, Anchor is definitely a place that you want to go to record a podcast. No minimum listenership. It's free, guys. I mean, they give you these creation tools that are so easy to use to put together an amazing show like mine, A Voice to be Reckoned with. And I'm on season 3. Okay, you can distribute your podcast to places like Google Cast, Spotify, so much more. And did I already say minimum listenership? I mean, you can record and people can find you in your audio library and listen to you whenever they want, wherever they want. You can record on your phone, in your car, in your bathroom, in your room. Doesn't matter. Your voice can be heard. Your voice can be a voice to be reckoned with. Also, so please go now. Go to Google Play or Anchor.fm. Please, don't miss out. Go now. Join Anchor. Hey there, I'm back. Voice to be reckoned with, I'm Brandy J. This show here is called In These Days. Yes. So, let's not forget. You know? Let's not forget. I was thinking. Then again, I wasn't earlier today because this this shit has just been so like, what the heck? What am I doing? What to do? I didn't even know it was Saturday for a good second, and that was the first time in life that I've ever experienced that to where I was like, wait, what? It's a Saturday? Like, kind of just meshed together there for the past week, and it's crazy, right? This time frame thing, like, it's weird. I don't know. But anywho, but it is, you know, and I don't know, with the most for the most part, the rest of the world is like up to or not up to. But let's not forget, you know, the things that make us who we are, the things that have always been important to us as human beings, and let's not stop fighting for those things. Don't like give up, you know, and say, I had these plans, I had this. You know what? Don't ever be once you're defeated that way mentally, then you're, excuse my language, you're fucked. You know, when you're mentally fucked, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Don't give up. Don't buy into all this to make you think. Because when you do that, basically you're not thinking for yourself. True, granted, of course, you listen to suggestions and information that is needed for us to make decisions. But are you just completely driven by that? You don't make any of your own thoughts or choices. It only come from what you pick up from around you or read or find on the internet. Is that that is where all your thinking is? It your own thinking? Just like I take it back to my friend Kevin Douglas, right? I learned it from somewhere. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, let's not forget, you know, to keep that piece of us that makes us who we are. For sure. Because that can easily be forgotten, especially in times like this, because everybody's so busy buying toilet paper. Freaking overloading on shit that is ridiculous. You know? Another fear of the unknown can, you know, rattle a person. But, I mean, have we always, like, not known this is, like, going on around us, but has probably already been going on around us. Now we're just made more aware. You know what I mean? We're just more aware. It could have been in a way where everything just went to a halt. We couldn't even do anything about it or grab anything or necessities or anything like that. But time was needed. So so we can I'm just gonna move on from that. I'm not gonna go there right now. But anywho, yeah, like some people like really just they keep buying up stuff. Can leave some for others, please. Because when is enough enough? How do you? So it's kind of like let's sit back and think before we react, okay? And if we start thinking now and not when things are presented to us and pushed in our face, then we can possibly, help ourselves there. For sure, for sure. We have to, really take a look at it and be grateful for the means of communication that we are able to have, because now with the distancing and isolation and staying away from others, it's pulling families apart and stuff, especially if you're not in the same, household. And, it's could be very disheartening for many, that you can't be or see or with people that you love, and you just have to work with what we have, but don't let that stop being able to connect, and being able to reach out to one another and to pray with and for one another, if that's what you know what I mean, is part of your who you are and your belief system. Don't stop those things, because as you can see around us, things that have been taken away, but due to the virus, staying on, I get some point here. That's why, yes, but at the same time, realizing how much we thrived off those things and how we took them for granted, and now that we can't, and right now that we're able to still communicate is something that we should appreciate, because who's to say we're going to be able to still do this, to reach out to each other over social media? That's really going to put, things really, I don't even know where to go with that. But that's why I stay vigilant, stay prayed up, and I to keep myself knowledgeable into thinking and to just being, you know what I mean? You got to use your better judgment and pull out your big girl, your big boy thinking. Kind of put your big boy drawers on and your big girl panties on and be like, all right, shit, okay? You're watching the movies. Motherfuckers get to thinking, have to think for themselves at some point of the what ifs. Can't be like, this is something they just always, okay, fine and dandy, but let me tell you this much. What my motto is, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Okay, thank you. Just say it. And if you knew better, you do better. Boom, okay? Better knock it off. Ready, go ahead and take a break, you guys. I'll be back. Don't go too far. And if you need to, be safe. All right. Hey, now I'm back, Brandy J. In these days, yes, in these days, your days, my days, I don't know, in these days, okay? It's just as simple as that. Coming from, my headspace, sharing it with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. I definitely would love to invite guests or even co-hosts with individuals, different segments. I definitely allow you to bring ideas to the table, but let's make this epic. Let's set it off and, give it a theme and just hit me up. And you could be, you know, here, not physically here, but here on the air with me, us together, and being a light of positivity or awareness to someone, or just hit me up and let me know what your ideas are. It could be from you know shows that give people a mindset or a vacation from this madness, and just to remember what it was, what the purpose, what our purposes are, or from just a light relaxation. You know what I mean? We got these parents at home going crazy because they're getting another child a little better. That one always cracks me up. You gotta have some humor somewhere in all this, but that one right there, especially coming from the teaching era, but like, yeah, all day, huh? Every day, it's very, if even if you're not even familiar, and in the, as a teacher or anything like that, you still would get it like, whew, good, goodness of mine. We're like, now you get to do what we go through, but in a very humorous and loving way. Because what do if we didn't like doing what we do? I don't know. For me, I wouldn't, But hey, teach his own. But for sure, you know what I mean. Um, the sky's the limit. Whatever you would love to come on and bring to the table or join in with me, I think that'd be hella dope. You know what I'm saying? Let's take this time, take it by what it is, by the balls, and let's show them what we're made of, what we have here. When those times are necessary, when they're here, when it counts the most, I would say right now is one of those times. I remember this part, like rest in peace, Bernie Mac. He would say, "Well, who you with?" You know what I mean? Who you with? You know. Let's rock this out together. Let's do what we always were supposed to have done as individuals, as humans, as a nation. You know what I mean? We have the separation, but okay, separation has always been there. This has always been a different form of it pushed on us. Let's not let it just happen without giving it our all. Let's make it worth something. You feel me though? Some of you will, some of you won't, but that don't even matter, because if it don't fly, it doesn't apply. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. I think I was supposed to say it like that, right? Yeah. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. And if it applies, you know where I'm at, and that's all that matters right there. I'll be back. Peace. I think it's safe to say that if you didn't have time before to really think about what's your legacy, what you want your legacy to be, what defines your purpose and how you strive for it and why you strive for it, are you just living amongst, just scraping by, just making it? When I say scraping by, where it's just about just making it, not really purposefully, doesn't come from a place of where you stand for something that defines you and your walk, you know? Are you confined to just what the world has put out here for us, just to work and to stay afloat? You know, it's crazy, because this is the world we live in, and we have to, live, and maintain a way of living to be able to have the things that are needed to keep one whole and sustainable in the world that we live in, as far as shelter, food, health, clothing, water, the needs, are the things that people are struggling to have. Those things don't come easy for all, for a lot. even with people that work very hard, with integrity and all, and still are in that place where when am I going to get there? When is enough enough? You know, some things are a whole lot more easier to get to than than our needs. Wants are just, you know, sometimes come with a price. But ain't nobody out here try, freely, willingly wanting to be pained by diseases or what you know their issue is, or anybody out here like, yay, you know, homeless life, woohoo, nobody's out here. I love being hungry, you know. Oh, the thirst, you know. I love being thirsty, shit like that. I love needing medication. It's like, come on, these are needs, and if you don't have the dollar bill, y'all, away for a payment, then you don't get those needs. So what does that say? Does that say I can't afford this surgery? I can't afford this transfer. I can't. So what do you say? Well, I'm sorry, you're going to die because you're just not at the list because you don't have the medical or the this. You know what I mean? So sorry for you. You guys remember that movie, John Q? Right, that was the one, right? John Q with Denzel with the whole hospital. His son needed a transplant, heart transplant, and they couldn't afford it, and so he really wasn't at the top of their. He's a child at that too, and Denzel. That was a deep movie, but a man that made a decision, his integrity, his love for his son, and did what he did. Not saying everybody should go around, you know what I mean, but it's just a sample of making choices, you know what I mean, and sacrifices, for the greater good, which gets blurred with a lot of folks, or people like to color it just one certain way. But when it's you, it's down to the wire. What do you stand for? You stand. If you don't stand for something, truth be, you'll fall for anything, and you see it every day. Seeing it now. Seeing it now. But let's not give up. Let's not give up hope. We're resilient individuals, and you have to remember that. Yeah, this is a nation, but you're an individual that has their own mind and can make the choice and decision to stand for something, even during desperate and not too much of hopeful times. Where does that hope come from? Where does that fight come from? Just gonna settle, say that's it, this is it. I'll tell you right now, I'm grateful to the people the ones, the great ones that didn't think that way, because if they did, I wouldn't be, able to have the life that I've had, which hasn't been all peaches and cream, but I can say I'm grateful for things that I've gotten to experience and to be a part of, to life, you know what I mean, in general, those things matter. Stepping outside, to smell the air, to look at the sky, to hear the birds, those things matter. But a lot of people didn't take that, as something that meant anything. Those are those things, that beautiful music that plays inside of you, that keeps you who you are and wanting better. So just don't forget who you are. And I thank you once again for joining me in these days. Randy J, voice to be reckoned with. stand for something. Peace. And I'll be back. That's for damn sure.